The verdict is announced following weeks of hearings in the corruption trial of Sudan's longtime leader and ousted President Omar al-Bashir.
Regarding cases with the aforementioned age of Bashir, the court sentences the defendant to 2 years in a community reform centre.
The judgment was followed by chaos in court, with Bashir's lawyers and supporters rejecting the verdict. They accused the judge of bias. Bashir denied illegally possessing and smuggling foreign currency. Soldiers searching his home after he was deposed in April found suitcases containing around $130 million. Bashir said much of the money was a gift from the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. During months of protest demanding the end of his 30 years in power, demonstrators also called for justice and accountability for what they say is Bashir's many crimes. Many think the verdict is too lenient.
This just shows that the legal system has not changed. What about the protesters who have been killed in demonstrations against him for years? What about those who have been sentenced to death and to prison for lesser crimes?
In contrast, hundreds showed their support for the former president and his now dismantled party. Supporters chanted against the 4-month-old transitional government, accusing leaders of failing to be inclusive and leading the country into what they view as chaos. Saturday's verdict isn't the end of former President Bashir's legal problems. While in prison, he was charged with inciting and participating in the killing of protesters during the uprising against his government, which started a year ago. And just days before the verdict, he was charged over his role in the 1989 coup that brought him to power. All that's happening while many continue to call for accountability for other crimes they feel hold greater importance. Abu Bakr Ali fled from the western region of Darfur 15 years ago and came to the capital, Khartoum. He's one of more than 2 million displaced in the war that the UN says killed 300,000 Sudanese and which the International Criminal Court categorizes as genocide.
Bashir gave orders for the killings, for the rapes in Darfur and the forced displacement. I have witnessed villages being burned, women being raped by militiamen with my own eyes. Where is the justice for all that?
Many here say they've waited too long to see justice served. They also say that the fact Bashir has been tried at all gives hope that it won't be too long before he's held to account for his other alleged crimes. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.